Welcome.
Welcome.
How you all feeling today? Yeah.
You look gorgeous. Love the color.
A little nervous, too, actually.
One of our intents for our lives, for our business, and for our tribe together is that we don't source our lives and our businesses by our energy alone. That we source it from something much broader than who we are as individuals. Right? If we're really called to be visionaries in this world, to do substantially amazing things, which I believe we are, we cannot source that from ourselves alone. It must be sourced from something larger than who we are. And so we start with this invocation, where we open ourselves up to this larger something, whatever language you use for that. And I'm going to invite you throughout this event, when you're feeling depleted, when you're feeling overloaded, to pause, to take a breath, and to welcome something larger in to continue to fuel and source you throughout our journey. Let this be a practice ground for what you do every day from here on out. Good.
How many of you have been to a business event before? How many of you have not been to a big vision business event?
Wow.
Are you ready for something different? Jeffrey and I have this discussion all the time. Why business? Why are we in business? Like, of all the things in the world we are guided to do, like, train business people? Really? And we have this dialogue so frequently, like, why? You'll find one of the things that's most unique about this particular tribe is the unrelentless focus on what's true. Out of curiosity, before I move on, when I say that, how many of you know what that means? Yeah. What's true? What's true? So what that means is the absolute, total devotion to looking at one's life and asking the question, is this in alignment? Is this what's being uniquely called forth out of me? It's like putting your life under a microscope and evaluating, honestly, is this real for me? Because one of the things that we love/hate about the industry of helping other people, which I imagine we're all in, yes? Is that the businesses that we're in?
One way, shape, or form.
Right. Whether it's through products or services or your knowledge or your centers. One of the things that we despise is how much how-to information is out there. Because inherently, there's a lot of good in how-to. There's a lot of good in it. But how-to information without raising your consciousness to a point where you are empowered and creative and clear and inspired by what's true for you just creates a world of mindless, unsuccessful drones. That sucks. So we ask this question, why business? Why are we here with you? Why do we put all this time and energy and money into doing this for you? And the truth is always so apparent to us when we question. And it's simply that the tribe that you are realizes the significance, the potential, the capacity of what business can be to be a unique vehicle of expression for your contribution in the world, because of what it can provide for your family and the people around you, and for what it requires in you. Right? I mean, admit it, there's no greater stretch point than you trying to build a successful business, right? I mean, this will challenge every inch of your limited thinking, am I right? Money, power, force, pushing, pulling, the whole thing. It just brings you up against all of your limited ways of being. And the interesting thing about business is that you can always choose to just push harder. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to try harder. I'm going to do more. How's that working? Right. Or we can take what business is, which is this inherently very outward-oriented thing. Creation, money, marketing, right? It's like very like, whew. And we can decide to take it in and look, what's true for me about how I communicate? What's true for me about how I run this business? What's true for me about my relationship with money? What's true for me about what I'm actually doing here in the world? And we're probably the best people in the world to help keep that container strong for you. Because the funny thing, and you'll hear lots of surprises over the next few days. We have many very exciting surprises to announce over the next few days. You'll hear this isn't like a linear path. Right? Whatever you get to your next level, that just inherently opens up the space for whatever the next thing is, which sometimes, if you're listening, is radically different than what you're doing now. And let me ask, does that feel true for some of you today? Right? Asking, something needs to be different now. Something needs to shift now. Something is calling me forward now. Something deeper is being asked of me now. And you can feel it in this room, yes? I can feel it from your presence really being here, that's why you've shown up. And I can think of no better team, container, space in the world for you to come to support you in that.
And why is that? Right? It's one thing just to say it, but why is that? And I want to reference that because it's something that each one of you need to find for yourself. The reason is that it's our calling. Right? It's our purpose. We've received that call. Right? So the question for me always is, if you receive a calling, what's doing the calling? Hey, you guys, right? That's you. Right? And there's this like amazing, energetic highway in this universe where we can like put our requests in, and on the other end, somebody's like, oh, okay, I'll say yes to that, right? We'll opt in, right? So this is us opting in. Us opting in. As Max was talking about business, for a long time I did struggle with why aren't I just like some spiritual teacher or something? Right? Like, why business? And every time I asked that question, the answer I got back was, you're making an erroneous distinction. That's the whole point, Jeffrey. Right? And your purpose on this earth is to help bring them together so that nobody has to ask that question again. That's why you're using the vehicle of business. Right? To take the most amazing sort of heavenly thing like purpose or calling and marrying it with the seemingly most mundane or earthly thing like money and business. Oftentimes I get a vision of a fabric of sort of like earth threads and heaven threads, right? And like as they weave together, it's just a fabric. Like you couldn't tell which ones are which in this jacket. And so that's really the place we're going to come from for this event, is that we are not making a distinction between the two. And that every time we do, every time we try to pull them apart, it actually causes pain in ourselves and in this world. So I know for some of you, you feel like, God, I wish I didn't have to be in business. Couldn't I just do my work in the world? Wouldn't that be amazing? You just like forget all this money and business stuff. Anybody in that camp?
Oh, come on.
Good.
We are going to hold you to the honesty thing, I assure you. Bullshit! Excuse me. Just came out of somewhere.
As Max was talking about this, the image I got was as if you had this amazing, like, I love cars. I grew up in Michigan. I still like my magazine.
What does growing up in Michigan have to do with loving cars?
It's the like car capital of the country. Detroit. My father worked for GM for 25 years.
All right.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you.
I got it.
My little brother makes fun of me in that, like, I'll come for, Christmas or something, and I'll be in the plane, and, there's always the, like, takeoff and landing where you can't have your Kindle out. And I'm, like, Kindle fan through and through. So I have a few magazines I subscribe to, one of which is Car and Driver, because I still love to geek out on automobiles. So I'll be using probably some car analogies, but here's the first one. The picture I got is of this gorgeous Maserati that's waiting to take you to your destiny. And you walk up to it and you're like, well, why can't I just fly?
That's not it.
Right? It's like kicking the vehicle in the tire. I don't like the vehicle. I don't like it. And kind of this wishful thinking of, can't I just not even bother with it and just do my thing? And the answer is no. And the second answer is you're not meant to. Because if you were meant to, you wouldn't be in this room. So we're going to start by blessing business as our amazing, gorgeous vehicle for the delivery of our gifts in the world.
Everybody opt into that? Yes. Let's do a few more opt-ins. So can we opt into ruthless honesty over the next few days together? Yes? Yes? Yes. That's kind of a non-negotiable, actually, for us, just so you know. And if you resist it, you won't like us very much. You still might not like us very much, but... we told this to the team last night, which has expanded radically, by the way, and you'll get to meet all of them on the second day. We're going to bring the whole team up here, and you get to ask them any questions you want. So that'll be fun, I hope. But I told the team last night, while we were just setting the vision for this few days together, it's inevitable at some point. All of us, you, them, will have moments where we just break down. If we were going to keep this all just like heady how-to information, like do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, you wouldn't break down. You would just leave angry.
Frustrated, depleted.
So we're going to stay away from that path. And of course, if we just went down purely the side of all, inner work, expansion, connection with everything, you'd leave feeling really blissful without any idea of what to do with it. So we're not going to go there either. We're going to bring the two together, and inherently in that, you're going to bump against your edges of belief, of possibility, of functioning, really. That's really what it is, of like, how do I function in this? So first, understand that that's perfect. I want you all to opt into the freak out. Like, oh, this is really twisting me around. Great. That means that I'm leaning into something differently. That's the sign that something new is opening up in me. It's the sign that, as one of my teachers says, the kinks are getting smoothed out. But as that happens, it like literally gets kind of kinky. And it begins.
And it begins.
And so, one opt into the truth of that experience for you at some point. It might be very little, and it might be a total eruption of everything you knew to be possible. For each of you, you'll find out individually. But are we up for it? Yes. Okay. So the flip side to that, the opportunity to that, which is an easy yes for people and yet also an easy place in which we sabotage and waver and unconsciously move away from, is as that experience takes place, what do we usually do? It's all about me, I'm wrong, I'm going to go hide in my room, or I'm going to go cry, or I'm going to go run away, and this isn't the way it's supposed to be, and I just want to get rid of it, and I want to go away, and I've done all these tools, and I'm meditating, and I'm doing yoga, and I'm drinking these green things, and it's not helping, and it's all fucked. Right? And so what I'm asking you to opt into is, wow, I'm bumping against something. Can you help? Oh, I'm bumping against something. Can you help? Oh, I'm failing this. Can you help? So that your inherent instinct is not to internalize and individualize and seclude, and in which case overly combust with your own blah.
And then collapse.
Right? But instead, retrain yourself to, oh, how can we collaborate? Oh, how do I get support? Oh, who's around me that can lend some assistance to this? So first, are we in?
Yes. Good.
And secondly, can you notice already that's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Right? So one of the things we'll point out right from the beginning is, one of the things we hope you see here at Big Vision Business is that all of our decisions are really guided towards what will serve you more authentically. And it's a tricky dialogue for everyone to be in. I know that that's the same dialogue you want to be in, well, right? In your business, it's like, how do we just serve so powerfully that people really get how committed I am to them, right? Isn't that something that we're all longing for? And the reason it's tricky is because it really is difficult to figure out. What are the ways that we do that? What are the structures we put in place? What are the risks we take? How do we do that, right? So that's probably one of the greatest things we're asking here is what's true about how we serve you more deeply? So one of the things that we've done is we've decided to build a whole part of our business that's specifically devoted to one-on-one individual coaching. Because while Jeffrey and I, we think we're nice people, there's only two of us. And as you'll hear, there's many new advancements happening in our worlds that are making time a scarce resource to a certain extent. So we can't work with people individually. So we've brought a whole new wave of coaches in, like Jason, Ivy, and Misty, and James, who you'll meet. And one of the investments that we made is we said, we're going to have all of them here to coach you individually when you need it. So that coaching zone over there is in service to you. And my suggestion is that at any point when you are in the place of like, what do I do with this? One of your responses is, I'm going to go get some support from the people that are here for that single pointed purpose for you. Okay? Yes?
Yes. Cool. Thank you. They will be here on breaks, they'll be here at lunch, and they will be here when we break for dinner.
I feel so far back. Can we come forward a little
more? We can, and then come to the middle a little bit more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see? Very good.
Is that better?
Yeah. I loved meeting many of you last night at the reception. We could feel the level of like, I'm in this room. It's super high. And there's some amazing people in this room.
Oh,
so
yeah.
certainly in addition to our coaching zone, you have one another.
Actually, let's do that for a moment. Everybody stand up, just real quick. Everybody stand up and saying no, so here's your challenge. Saying no more than one sentence. Go up, give someone you haven't met a hug, and offer them one sentence and then move on. Go to do it for 5 people and go.